Did you ever wonder about Atlantis? Was it just a story made up by Plato to teach us some deep life lessons? Or was it a real place that existed thousands of years ago, until one cataclysmic event wiped out an entire civilization? Let's explore this further and find out exactly what would happen if we found proof that Atlantis was real. But first, let me explain. As many of you know, I love making videos about mysterious ancient discoveries that push the limits of our current understanding. From lost cities to ancient texts and artifacts, there's so much out there that science just can't explain. And sometimes these discoveries can completely change how we view history. In today's video, we're going to be talking about one such discovery, Atlantis. This is the name given to a legendary island nation that was said to have been located in the Atlantic Ocean. It was described by Plato as being a place of wisdom, enlightenment, and advanced technology. According to Plato, Atlantis had a utopian society with highly educated citizens who lived in harmony with each other and the natural world. They were also said to have been very advanced technologically, with a strong military and impressive architecture. However, Plato also wrote that the Atlanteans became too powerful and greedy, and eventually tried to conquer the known world. As punishment for their hubris, the gods then sent a great flood, which sank the island into the sea and destroyed their civilization. Many people believe that Atlantis was a real place that existed 9,000 years before Plato's time. However, most historians believe that Atlantis was just a story made up by Plato to teach us some deep life lessons. So now let's explore the possibility that Atlantis really did exist. If we were to discover evidence that Atlantis was real, it would completely change history as we know it. It would mean that there was a civilization far more advanced than we thought possible that existed thousands of years ago. It would also mean that we have much more to learn about the ancient world, and that there are still many mysteries yet to be uncovered. It would also raise a lot of questions about why the Atlanteans were so advanced and what happened to them after they were wiped out by the flood. Did they somehow survive and live among us today? Or were they truly wiped out completely? We may never know the answers to these questions, but it would certainly be exciting to find out. Now let's imagine that someone discovered the ruins of Atlantis. What would happen next? The discovery of the ruins of Atlantis would be one of the most important archaeological finds in human history. It would capture the attention of the entire world and spark a frenzy of activity as researchers from all over tried to get to the site to study it. The first thing that would happen is that the location of the ruins would be kept top secret to prevent looting or damage. Then a team of experts would be brought in to carefully excavate the site and study the ruins. They would use a variety of techniques to try to piece together the history of the city, such as examining the architecture, artifacts, and any other evidence that they could find. As the excavation continued, the team would likely make some incredible discoveries, such as advanced technology or works of art that had never been seen before. These discoveries would help to paint a picture of the advanced civilization that Plato had written about and give us a glimpse into the lives of the Atlanteans. Of course, the discovery of Atlantis would not be without its skeptics. There would be those who claimed that the ruins were not really Atlantis, but rather some other ancient city. There would also be those who claimed that Atlantis was nothing more than a myth, and that there never was a civilization on the island at all. Despite the skeptics, the evidence would likely show that Atlantis was indeed real, and that Plato's description of the city was surprisingly accurate. This would be a monumental discovery and would completely change our understanding of ancient history. To protect the site and ensure that it was properly preserved, the government would likely step in and establish a museum or research center there. This would allow scholars from around the world to come and study the ruins and make new discoveries. It would also open up the possibility of the general public being able to visit the site, although this would likely be restricted to prevent damage. The discovery of Atlantis would be one of the most important archaeological finds in human history. It would capture the attention of the entire world and spark a frenzy of activity as researchers from all over tried to get to the site to study it. The discovery would also raise a lot of questions about how such an advanced civilization could have been wiped out. But it would also give us a unique opportunity to learn more about the ancient world and the people who lived in it. Do you think that Atlantis was real? I personally am fascinated by the idea of a lost civilization existing so long ago and having been so advanced. It's hard to believe that such a place could have been destroyed, but it's also hard to believe that Plato was just making up stories about it. Maybe there is some truth somewhere in between those two extremes. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up, as it really helps me out. Thanks for watching Parallelish, where imagination bends reality. I'm Nova, your guide through the unknown. Want to explore more timelines? Tap the playlist above and keep diving into the what-ifs. Until next time, stay curious.